The story of Joseph James DeAngelo, known to the world as the Golden State Killer, is one of the most notorious and chilling chapters in the history of American crime. Born in 1945 in Bath, New York, DeAngelo seemed, at first glance, to be an ordinary man. He grew up in a small town, later joining the military and eventually serving as a police officer. On the surface, he lived a conventional life, but behind this facade was a man who would terrorize California for over a decade, leaving a trail of fear, violence, and heartbreak that would span decades before justice was finally served. DeAngelo's criminal career began in the mid-1970s in Visalia, California, where he earned the moniker the Visalia Ransacker. Between 1974 and 1975, he carried out hundreds of burglaries, often targeting homes when the occupants were away. While at first the burglaries seemed random, a pattern soon emerged. He often stole items of personal significance, including jewelry, photographs, and intimate clothing. His crimes, though non-lethal at first, escalated quickly. In September 1975, DeAngelo's violence turned deadly with the murder of Claude Snelling, a university professor, signaling the start of a spree that would terrorize multiple communities across the state. By 1976, DeAngelo had moved north to the Sacramento area, becoming known as the East Area Rakist. His modus operandi became increasingly disturbing and methodical. He would break into homes at night, often cutting phone lines or disabling security measures. Once inside, he would terrorize his victims, tying them up with shoelaces, blinding them with flashlights, and issuing threats of extreme violence. He displayed an unnerving combination of patience and cruelty, often taunting his victims and making them helpless to his assault. Over the next 3 years, he committed dozens of rapes, leaving communities in Sacramento, Placer, and Contra Costa counties gripped by fear. Residents became wary of even the quietest neighborhoods, knowing that a predator was active and that no home was truly safe. The late 1970s marked another turning point. DeAngelo moved into Southern California, where his crimes escalated further and became even more deadly. Now known as the original Night Stalker, he targeted couples in their homes across Santa Barbara, Ventura, Orange, and Los Angeles counties. Unlike his earlier assaults, these attacks often ended in murder. Couples were tied, sexually assaulted, and shot, leaving investigators struggling to find a connection between these seemingly disparate cases. Among his victims were Deborah Manning and Robert Offerman, found murdered in Goleta in 1979, and Janelle Cruz, an 18-year-old brutally killed in her Irvine home in 1986. His actions were not only violent but calculated, leaving minimal physical evidence and few witnesses. Each attack left a community traumatized, and the cumulative fear earned him the reputation of California's most notorious serial criminal. For decades, DeAngelo eluded justice. His crimes spanned multiple counties, creating jurisdictional challenges for law enforcement. At the time, forensic technology was limited, and DNA analysis was still in its infancy. Despite tireless efforts, investigators could not link the attacks or identify the perpetrator. The case grew cold, leaving law enforcement frustrated and victims' families longing for closure. Yet, even in retirement, some detectives refused to abandon the pursuit of justice, keeping files, photos, and evidence, in the hope that one day the Golden State Killer would be caught. The case gained renewed attention thanks to the work of true crime journalist Michelle McNamara, who coined the name Golden State Killer and brought national awareness to the decades-old investigation. McNamara's writing reignited interest in the case and inspired law enforcement to explore new avenues for solving cold cases. Her efforts highlighted the ongoing impact of these crimes on survivors and communities, emphasizing that the pursuit of justice does not expire with time. The breakthrough finally came through a combination of forensic innovation and genetic technology. Investigators revisited DNA evidence from crime scenes and used investigative genetic genealogy, a new technique at the time, to analyze familial DNA. By comparing crime scene DNA to public genealogy databases, they were able to identify distant relatives of the perpetrator, ultimately narrowing the search to Joseph James DeAngelo. On April 24, 2018, at the age of 72, DeAngelo was arrested in his hometown of Citrus Heights, California, ending decades of fear and uncertainty. In 2020, DeAngelo pleaded guilty to 13 counts of first-degree murder and 13 kidnappings, along with dozens of uncharged crimes, including over 50 rapes and hundreds of burglaries. His plea agreement spared him the death penalty, but required him to admit to the full extent of his crimes. Later that year, he was sentenced to 11 consecutive life terms, without the possibility of parole. Justice, long delayed, had finally been delivered. The Golden State Killer case changed the landscape of criminal investigations. It demonstrated the power of DNA technology and genetic genealogy in solving cold cases, providing a model for law enforcement worldwide. At the same time, it raised complex ethical questions about privacy and consent in the use of publicly shared genetic data. The case also highlighted the resilience of survivors and families, who endured decades of uncertainty while waiting for answers. Even with DeAngelo behind bars, the impact of his crimes continues. The Golden State Killer serves as a grim reminder of how evil can hide behind ordinary appearances and how trauma can ripple through generations. Yet, it also stands as a testament to persistence, innovation, and the refusal to let time erase justice. After more than 40 years, science, determination, and human effort finally brought a long-sought resolution, offering closure to victims and a powerful lesson in the enduring pursuit of truth. If you like our content and want to see more videos like this, make sure to subscribe to our channel by clicking the subscribe button below.